There was a lot of hoopla with Titanic when it first came out, but it become even wider and worse when it showed up on VHS. Well, the nude scene where Rose is asking Jack to paint her like one of his French girls got so much negative feedback on the big screen and on VHS that two locations in Utah, most of them supported by the Mormons, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints, caused an international kerfuffle. Now, today we're going to be looking at a archived article from Desert News by one Jeff Call, a staff writer. American Fork Video Store, Utah, may be winning battle with studio rather than films, but theater feels backlash from all in Hollywood, a local theater in that region. Now, according to Jeff's write up, when the blockbuster Oscar winning movie Titanic sailed into this town last year, it collided with an unforeseen iceberg, the community's brand of family values. By editing sexually charged scenes from James Cameron's Titanic, the top grossing movie of all time, a pair of local mom and pop businesses brought the film to droves of people who otherwise would have not seen it. Paramount Pictures, who produced the movie, vehemently protested the altering of its work. As a result, Sunrise Family Video and Town Cinema unwittingly stood on the front lines in a battle against the motion picture industry. Now, neither Sunrise nor Town Cinema set out to be crusaders for sanitized versions of popular films. Yet, when they began offering a cleaned up version of Titanic, they became symbols of that effort and garnered national attention. They put the American Fork on the map, and CBC Canada did, I think, a live report with them or a tape report. It was quite interesting. Now, they eventually became irritating thorns on Hollywood's side. A year later, the uproar gradually subsided. Town Cinema no longer shows edited films, and the theater has been up for sale for months. Meanwhile, Sunrise Video has withstood threats of lawsuits and continues editing individual copies of Titanic. People would send them to there, and you'd use literally scotch tape or what they call audio editing to take out the naughty bits. Now, despite the similarities between the incidents faced by the two businesses, Sunrise owner Carol Beisinger says the practice of editing Titanic was not part of an organized plot. The fact they were both based in American Fork is a coinkydink, she said. We have no tie with the theater. We just happen to be in the same city, she explained. Then again, considering the standards in this area, maybe it isn't a coincidence. Many of the residents in American Fork and Utah County belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints, whose leaders have counseled members to abstain from watching movies that include violence, profanity, and nudity. Now, owners of Sunrise and Town Cinema are staunch believers in upholding community ideals, and they say that's exactly what they were doing by offering an alternate of the flick about the ill-fated cruise ship. They are still amazed by the amount of controversy they sparked. We couldn't believe it became such a big deal, said Carol Allred, who, along with her husband John, owned Town Cinema. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into that. I didn't think it would get out of Utah County. Now, sellout crowds packed the theater to watch the edited version of the box office smash, with some patrons coming from as far away as Brigham City. When Paramount Pictures learned about the editing, it angrily pulled the film from Town Cinema. Today, the Allreds want out of the movie business. They have prospective buyers lined up, though they say it has nothing to do with the flap with Paramount. Because they have committed to refrain from showing R-rated movies, the variety they have to choose from is limited, they said. Now, while the theater has returned to movie studios' good graces, Town Cinema must now sign an agreement when they accept films that stipulates they will not do any editing. We're back on every studio's list, as Allred said. They wanted to scare us, we're hoping to scare them, but it's hard to do in Hollywood. Meanwhile, Basinger appears to be winning her fight. Sunrise Video heard threats from Paramount after announced on its marquee, "We'll edit your Titanic for $5 last September. Customers soon flooded the store with their copies of the video. Basinger and store employees used scissors to snip two scenes from the movie. Sunrise Video became famous almost instantaneously. The first night, we received 30 or 40 movies, and I thought it'd probably run its course," Basinger said. The next day, CBS in New York was on the phone. Now, Paramount claimed editing movies violated copyright and trademark laws. Basinger and her husband, Don, who unfortunately passed away the year previous to this article, countered they were only editing customers' videos, not selling them, and that customers who purchased the videos had the right to do with them what they want. Now, Paramount representatives sent one letter to Sunrise and called once, threatening legal action if they were continued editing the videos. There's been nothing since then, Bissinger said. They're probably smart to let it go. Sunrise will keep editing movies until the studio can prove it is violating copyright laws. Movie director John Frankenheimer urged an industry boycott of the store, saying Sunrise was mutilating art by editing films. He also said he was going to put a Basinger clause in future contracts. Basinger says her store has not felt any effects of the boycott. Amid the furor, Sunrise became a subject of numerous law case studies to explore the copyright issue. All the attention has been a good thing, she says. It's been a fantastic experience. We've been able to see how the media works. We've also seen the support we have. Overall, it's helped us. Sunrise, which does not stock R-rated videos, has seen an increase in memberships due to the publicity it generated. Because of the editing demand, though prices have increased to $5 per edit. The turnaround time for an edited video has shrunk from months to 1 week. Bissinger estimates her store has edited 7,000 copies of Titanic, as well as 1,000 other videos. We're filling a need in the community, she said. Now, of course, with streaming now and DVDs, this article was done in 1998. Can you imagine hiring somebody to edit your VHS tapes instead of just taking a magnet and just guessing, how it works. So I lived through this. I did a story on this for our local paper in Campbellton, New Brunswick, talking about this. And like when CBC interviewed them, they were interviewed in front of a stack of VHS tapes and saying, why did you do this? Because CBC was very open to talking to people in the States that were causing shit. It's not like now in 2024, people don't trust the CBC, but back then, CBC was the only voice of reason out there. He basically asked them, why are you doing this? And he said, well, because that's what we believe in. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can watch Titanic and you can barely, she doesn't even have, no offense to Kate Winslet, but at the time, she just looked like a normal woman. She wasn't like Marilyn Lange, if you know that Playboy model that's been talked about on the channel before. I think people would be more excited to see Leonardo DiCaprio's bare bum. Now, it's wonder if Patrick Swayze's Roadhouse bum and all the other bums that were shown in TV history. There's quite a few, especially Emilio Estevez in that parody movie. So, like I said, back in the late 90s, we're just coming out of the Cold War. You had drugs all over the place and people killing each other in the streets. They're worried about a set of tits and maybe a little bit of bush and a hand on the glass. And that was the big thing they were worried about in Utah. So take it as you will. And like I said, Mormons have their own ideas about stuff. God bless them. But like I said, in 2024, with the anniversary of Titanic coming out very soon, it'll be interesting to see if there will be an edited version for the people that want to see the edited version, like at the big screens, and an unedited version. Don't. It's okay to show the death of over 1,000 people, but don't show us a tit. Is what I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here with our movie podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.